Praise the Lord. Then Ursula, I don't know if anybody heard about Joseph's mandate before. Maybe last week, but maybe. She's just going to tell us a little bit more about it.
Good morning, church. So, as we heard last week, the house of the Lord every week is going to give us a core value of the Joseph mandate, and our challenge would then be to go out that week and practice it. So, it's a pleasure to stand here and speak to you about our core value for the week ahead, humility. We see in Proverbs 11 verse 2, when pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Humility is easy to talk about, but it's harder to live out daily. It feels like something that should come to us naturally, a value that we were all raised with. But when we reflect, do we truly live it out? Sometimes we think pride looks like arrogance, but pride can also hide in hurt, offense, control, stubbornness, self-protection, or always needing to prove ourselves to other people. Pride often says, I'll do it myself, but humility says, Lord, I can't do this and I need you. As I was reflecting on the life of Joseph, what stood out to me wasn't only his favor or his leadership, it was the posture. Joseph had every reason to become bitter, defensive, prideful, or hardened by what he had gone through. He was rejected, forgotten, falsely accused, and delayed. Yet somewhere in the process, God formed humility in him. Humility was what allowed Joseph to serve faithfully in prison before he ever even ruled the palace. It was humility that kept his heart pure when promotion finally came his way. It was humility that allowed him to forgive the very people who had put him in the den and put him and wounded him. I think that many of us want the elevation of Joseph, but not the crushing that produces the character of Joseph. Humility costs something. It's not always the easiest option for us. It costs our ego. It costs our need to always be right. It costs our desire for recognition. It costs the version of ourselves that constantly wants to be seen, validated, applauded, or understood. But humility is beautiful to God because in humility, we make room for Him to do what He needs to do. This week, our challenge is to go out and live humility in a practical way, right where God has placed you. And these are some of the practical ways that we can do it. Apologizing first, choosing silence instead of reacting, serving when nobody else notices, forgiving without receiving an apology, admitting when we are wrong, asking for help, surrendering control, or simply spending time with God and allowing Him to search our hearts honestly. I believe that some of the deepest spiritual growth happens in places where nobody claps for us, but God sees everything. Because at the end of the day, humility is not a weakness. Humility is complete dependence on God. And my prayer for each of us this week would be that God would help us lay down our pride, our need for recognition, and our need to always be right, so that through humility, people would see more of Christ in us. Thank you.
Praise the Lord. With humility comes wisdom. And may we take that with received every Sunday and bring it into our lives every week. Praise the Lord for that.